Alrighty. So, kind of a little test ride. I don't know how far I'll go. Some new thing I added today was bull horns and little palm rest grips with the bull horns. So going uphill, you know, it gives you a little bit more control and support. Used to have that on my legit mountain bike when I was in my 20s. I like them. Anyway, if you've been watching my videos, I felt like I was experiencing some issues with this mountain bike. And I wasn't really sure what was going on. In the beginning, I felt like it was derailleur. I maybe banged the derailleur, knocked it out of alignment, bent it. And then as we went along, you know, it was acting like it was jumping a tooth on the sprocket and boost. And then just lately, you know, there's a 2-minute video where it says, what is that, marbles, you know? When I would go uphill on inclines, it just seemed like it was making a lot of grinding noise from the crank. And, you know, I've been putting off taking this bike to the shop because I bought it to ride, and I felt like, wow, if I take it to the shop and they're just going to check it in, call me a month later and tell me whatever. So after my last ride rant, I didn't even post that whole ride, but you know, again, it was making pretty good noise. And so, you know, I decided today I'll take it in to the bike shop. So I took it in there, I walked in, told the guy, yeah, I got a bike here. It's probably a little bit less than 2 months old, but I think it's acting up on me. I don't know what it is. Could be derailleur. Explained everything that I've said in my videos. And he said, yeah, well, bring it on in. And so I go and grab it and start walking it in. Another guy comes up and says, here, let me take that from you. And they go right behind the register there at the service desk, put it on a bike stand and start checking it out. They're like, wow, derailleur looks good, shifting good, everything looks good. He says, yeah, but you're really dry, you know, your chain. And yes, I haven't oiled it since I had it. But he's like, that might be some of your noise, like the grinding noise, just having really dry components. I'm like, okay. And then he was expressing to me that customers kind of complained about the same issue of jumping sprocket teeth on their Trek. He said they have a Trek that has a really powerful motor, and some of the customers have been stating that same thing. They feel like it's jumping cogs. And we kind of talked back and forth over that. Well, while we're there talking, I didn't notice them do it, but they grabbed a screwdriver and they adjusted something on the derailleur. I didn't know that till after the fact. And the guy says, "Do you mind if I go take it for a ride? Check it out?" And I go, "No, of course, that's what I brought it here for." So he goes out for a ride and I'm just talking with the owner. And the other gentleman comes back and he goes, "Yeah, I think we fixed it." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I think we fixed it by tightening the chain wrap." And I go, "You tighten the chain wrap?" I go, "How'd you do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, well, this little screw down here, we just tighten that up so it tightens the chain around the sprockets." I'm like, holy smokes. I was searching the internet, the web, for something that would say, "Hey, tighten up the chain wrap." But I never found anything. I found one place where they said, "Make sure your derailleur clutch is on." I did that, and they checked that also when I was there, and they said, "Yep, the clutch is on." But all they did was, it was awesome. All that stuff I was experiencing, I guess, was, from riding it. There was probably some chain stretch. And so it was skipping teeth on the sprocket under power. And so they tightened up the chain wrap with the derailleur, and they didn't charge me nothing to do that. They're just like, "Yeah, there you go." And I bought some chain lube from them. They asked me if I had the suspension set to my weight, because I'm a fat boy now. And I go, "No, I didn't adjust the suspension, but at the moment, it feels pretty doggone good." Definitely wouldn't need to adjust the front forks. If I adjusted anything, the rear end of the bike, it feels plush, but doesn't feel too plush, but anyway, he rode the bike, he came back, he goes, "Wow, that's an awesome bike. Got great suspension on it, good suspension travel." He's like, "You should really have a fun time on that bike." And I go, "Yeah, well, so far I love it. As long as it's working right." So I did take a quick little ride when I got home, and yeah, I didn't hear any noises, and it doesn't jump sprocket teeth and boost in 11th and 12th gear. So, ride the bike, clean it. After I clean it, lube the chain just like I do on my dirt bikes. I told him, should I be careful, because I'm out in rocks, lots of rocks. I know there's boulders in Tahoe that you can bang the cranks on and stuff. I go, but there's a lot of rocks out here by VC and these hills. And he's like, "No, dude, have fun, rail it. Should be good." So at least I know there's one more setting. It was a simple setting. There's no issues with the bike. Just settings. It's amazing how one little setting can change everything. I was hoping for something like that. So, and it was amazing that those folks at Reno Trek, that they took a look at it right there. I mean, they weren't busy yet. I got there just after they opened, so you know, I was like the first one in the door. So they were just like, yeah, let's check this thing out. So, you know, 15 minutes and I brought my bike home. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, I'll probably just stick with the China bike in El Dorado. Even though this bike works really good in El Dorado, but you know, lots of rocks, lots of crank strikes. I'll probably keep it out of there just because I was beating it up pretty good when I was in there the first ride. I'm like, yeah, cranks are low, bro. And I'm getting better about, you know, letting the bike go over rocks on run out instead of trying to pedal through it. I still hit the cranks every now and then, but I'm a lot better than day one on the bike. So anyway, this is my rant. You know, I try to ride in different areas. I almost went up to Tahoe today after they fixed it and ride the Ash Canyon Trail. Let's see, pedal assist what? I'm on 5. So I almost went up to the Ash Canyon Trail. Grab the bull by the horns. Yeah, it just gives you more stability. So you run up. Yeah, still hit the crank. It's hard not to hit the crank. This bike has such low cranks. Grabbing the bull by the horns, so you know, you hold on to these out here. In the old days, you had those. In a way, it made you feel like you could, you know, get over the bars and give more downforce on the pedals. Might be my imagination, but I like them. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm just here ranting, chatting, talking. You know, but that grinding noise is gone, of course. You can hear, it's just a little bit of motor noise. That was a pedal, but still. You know, this bike is pretty well balanced, and you know, it's almost like I lose control of the front end before I lose traction, so I actually I see you run up. Still got to practice that. You know, but I'm probably in fourth gear. This motor is crazy powerful. It's pretty awesome. Trying to time the overrun, get up these little rocky sections so I don't have to bang the cranks. But I just love this kind of stuff. So practice makes perfect. Sounds nice and quiet. We might see a little bit of sunset, maybe. So there's a possibility pretty soon I might be doing this every day. So anyway, I can hardly wait to get this bike back up into Lake Tahoe. I mean, that's really what I bought it for. You know, the China bike out here in the rocks. I mean, you don't want anything to break. You know, even $1,200 is a lot of money. But, you know, it's not like breaking a, you know, a $6,000 mountain bike. I was very sad when I felt like I had done something to it or it wasn't working right. I was pretty sad. You know, I mean, I'll be sad when I gotta buy another battery for this bike because it's not taking charges. That'll probably be $1,500 or more. But this bike is pretty cool. I'll probably get some protective film to go on the front down tube, either clear or I don't know, maybe a design, but you know, it's got little rock marks in it from the front wheel. You know, it's carbon fiber, it's just black, but from the rocks hitting it from the front wheel, you know, it's got little white marks in it from rocks bouncing off of it. I'm surprised from the factory they didn't put a clear film over it, but I don't know. I think these bars are in an okay position. I might raise them up a little bit so they're more like this, a little higher up. Just kind of checking out the position. The palm rests feel good, but the bull horns, I might angle them up a little more so my palms are actually resting while I'm holding them. Just a little bit so I can get a full grip on them while your palms are resting. Probably got a lot of wind noise right now because we're riding into the wind. There's your sunset. Yep, I'm still banging the cranks every once in a while, a little bit. Either that or the pedals. I think that was a crank strike back there. Just tapped it. They hang down low. They're only like, they're only like 2.5, 3 inches off the ground. It's not very high. Yep, I think a little bit more angle on these bull horns. You know, but the balance on this bike is pretty darn good. You know, I went up a pretty steep hill over here As long as you don't lose the control of your front wheel when you're pedaling, then pretty much I feel like you can get up most everything. The next thing that's going to go is traction, and I really haven't lost that much traction even on these steep hills. You know, I've heard the back wheel spin a little bit, but not like just spin and I lose momentum. I got my tire pressure low also. I know my friend runs 30 pounds in his mountain bike. I don't do that. I got 15 or less. Same as my motorcycles. If you want traction, you got low tire pressure. Of course, that'll get you flat fast if you hit a sharp rock. It'll bend your rim too. But, you know, I'm not really doing any crazy downhill stuff. Don't really plan on it. Yep, I think it'll be a little more comfortable to have those bull horns raised up just a little bit, because my hands are a little bit canted forward. Get them up so I can rest on the palm rest and hold them. So I'm a little bit surprised all the YouTube videos I watched. I don't think I saw anything that talked about the chain wrap. I don't know if that's the proper expression or just the expression that the bike shop used, but they didn't charge me anything today, so I told them after a 6-month period I'd bring it in for checkup. I mean, they had a big store and it was full of nice mountain bikes, but they acted all, you know, like me. Any mountain bike is awesome. I can appreciate it, but they were like, man, they were like, yeah, man, that's a cool bike. They go, God's a suspension. You should have a lot of fun on that. And I'm like, I hope so. But as you know, not putting down my China bike, I have a ton of fun on that too. That thing's fun for what it is. Now you can hear all these gravel rocks banging off the down tube of the carbon fiber. Yeah, I went up that hill over there, which is, you know, pretty steep. You know, it's the part I hate about dirt biking, mountain biking. Getting your bike filthy dirty. It only takes one ride, you know, and you're filthy. And I usually gotta clean my bikes every ride, you know. That means tonight when I get home. I don't know if I will, but that's usually what I do. Clean her all up. Yep. So I'm in turbo right now, but I'm only in 11th gear. Okay. Let's, Alrighty, I think I'll go up a little more. Shouldn't be too trafficy. I'm sweating in this sweatshirt, but it's gonna get colder here. And I'm in 6 out of 7. I'm not in boost. And besides, kind of what I was thinking before on one of my videos, you know, the motor's powerful, so. And when you're in 12th, 11th, and 12th gear, that's a tiny little sprocket. Well, I don't think I have any video left, but going up the steep part into VC, yeah. So I'll turn it off and film in the steepest part. Okay, going past the Gold Hill Hotel. You know, this is 15% grade. This kind of levels out, then goes up steep, levels. Righty, the last steep hill. I'll probably get 10 seconds of this hill. Then the battery will go out, or the SD card, I don't know. Right around the corner. And that's it. All right, we got through town and we're heading down 6 Mile Canyon. Yes, sir. Heading back home. Yeah, my glasses are pretty